Christopher Nolan is apparently taking the reins on all of the DC movies.
We got some new cast members for Anchorman 2.
And for all you sports fans out there, we're creating a new Pretty Much It sports segments. It's all about sports, your favorite sports, tennis, golf, all of them. All two. Tennis and golf. Just tennis and golf.
Today is March 8th, 2013.
Hello.
Why do you do that every time?
It's just got the singing in me. Anyway, let's get down to it.
Okay.
Because we got a lot of things to say real quick before we start, so let's get into it real quick before we start.
We're gonna take this new speed and we're gonna crank it up.
Crank it out.
I'm ready.
Yeah. First things first, I have it. I got it. Available at the link in the info is the new Slenderman shirt. It blends Slender the Game and Marble Hornets, and it's for all your Slenderman needs. Click the link in the info to check it out.
I like it.
Next on the agenda, the trailers thing.
We have an agenda.
We have a quick thing to say about this.
It's an evil
we
agenda.
We know that trailer playlist thing that we debuted last week. First of all, mostly really positive feedback,
positive.
which is surprising because I just assume everyone's going to hate everything all the time, but it was mostly very positive. The only negative was from mobile users.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Mobile is behind. We can't really just hold ourselves back because mobile is behind. I totally hear you, though. We put links in the info of all the trailer videos. It's all the same, so you can click from one to the other. A lot of people have actually been saying that playlists do work on mobile in some cases.
It'll get there.
So look into it because some people said they had no problem with it. But we're super pumped about it. I thought it was awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah, it works.
Really glad most of you liked it. Also linked down in the info are this week's videos and whatnot. We had a review of Tomb Raider, the new game, of course.
Game of the year.
We had a review of Oz the Great and Powerful and also a review of Dead Man Down. But most importantly, we had a new thing. Yes, we launched another new thing, PMI commentaries. Mike and I actually did a full feature-length commentary on the movie Insidious. And now you know how he feels about it and how I feel about it, so you can imagine what that's like.
It's wacky.
It's pretty funny.
It is available for only $1.
$1. Okay.
Yes.
You know what else you can buy with $1?
A song.
Like a song and nothing
And
else.
it's 3 minutes long. Or you can spend $7 on some ice cream from Haagen-Dazs.
A chocolate bar costs more than this. Just
But
put that in perspective.
long story short, thank you so much to everyone that has bought it and supported us. That is awesome.
Pretty positive.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting back to us saying it was hilarious. We are really excited about this. And I think that's it for little announcements and stuff. The only other thing to say is that down in the corner is our Choose Your News feature.
Bam,
check it out.
At the bottom of the screen.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Now, you know what that means when that pops up. It means we're going to start.
Ready to go.
Let's talk about the movie news.
Ooh, that's what we usually do. We've
So,
never not done that.
First things first, let's talk about some release date stuff.
Okay.
Okay. First, I want to say that The Hobbit 3, I believe it's called There and Back Again, because the next one is The Desolation
What
of
about The
Smaug.
Hobbit 2?
Well, yeah, what's
Right.
the Hobbit 2?
Hobbit 2 is set for December 2013, this year.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hobbit 3 was set for summer 2014. It was going to be the first summer Lord of the Rings movie. Now it's been pushed to December. And you know what? I'm happy about that. Because I feel like they've got kind of a Christmassy vibe to them, the Lord of the Rings movies.
like
Maybe
that
just because they've
Christmas
always
movie.
been released around Christmas, but...
Yeah, when you stab a goblin in the heart, that's
what
Christmas.
says
Yeah.
Christmas more than that, right?
Do you think they're going to beat their records? The Hobbit was like just named 15th like most grossing.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
It got $1 billion. It got its.
Oh, wow. Okay.
you think they're going to like beat each other?
It broke the B.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Breaking
I don't
B.
really know if it will. I would assume so. I feel like the third one always actually does the best in these cases. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an asshole. And another quick bit of release date news. We have another change. Kick-Ass 2 was supposed to be coming out in June of 2013. It is now coming out in August of 2013. Not a big deal.
No.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty sure the movie is done. Like, I don't think they're working on it still, but I
Could
think they
be.
pushed it back for, I think something big was coming out the first
Yeah.
weekend, so I don't know. They kind of set those dates way in advance, and then other movies take over and stuff, so
Yeah.
not a problem.
Deciding when to open your movie is a very tricky game.
Bigger than you can imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Now let's get into some nitty-gritty news.
Oh,
some dirty birdie news.
That's what the show is about.
Yes.
talk.
The nitty
First
grits.
up, we have some huge DC news
It's
this week.
a big one.
DC movie universe news.
Uh-huh.
Not just about the Justice League, although it's mainly the Justice League and everybody branching off of it.
Yeah.
But it's about DC in general. Apparently, Christopher Nolan is taking the reins.
Like
Like Santa Claus for DC.
Santa Claus, that's a good way to describe it. I was going to say he's like he's the puppet master now.
He is, yeah, he is the puppet master.
Anything DC, any DC movie now has to go through Christopher Nolan.
Which is good. He's definitely someone good to check with, I think.
Yeah.
Now, let's go through. We got Joss Whedon at the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're going to go in order. Joss Whedon at the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You got JJ at Disney.
No, first was Mark Millar, or Miller.
Oh, yeah,
sorry,
he's got...
at the Fox Marvel movies. Then J.J. Abrams taking over the Star Wars universe. It's not really as... It's a little different because it's just a franchise as opposed to like a whole universe of things. It is a universe, I guess.
Yeah.
And then now we've got Christopher Nolan taking over DC.
This is official?
I think this is great. You know what? I don't think it was officially announced, but...
the people who...
Is it another thing
Latino
that the
Review got a hold of this, and he's usually right about these things.
They're always right. Like
he does his research. We'll obviously confirm it with you, but I'm not surprised. So it doesn't. None of it is like that's crazy talk.
There was something that was like speculated to be a rumor, like not real. Is that the big bombshell that Warner Brothers wanted to drop was that they're going to bring Christopher.
Right.
Is that
the hell's his name? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
No, Christopher Reeve back from the dead. That's right. They're going to bring him back.
Yeah, they're going to bring back Christian Bale
as Batman, that's pretty wacky. I don't know about that. Although I wouldn't be surprised because Christian Bale's down for it. I feel like Christopher Nolan wouldn't be down for it.
I feel like they're both too snobbish.
No, Bale's on the record saying that he would absolutely do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. He was the one who was like, I don't want Robin in a movie. Or I won't do it.
So, and they did it anyway, so who gives
he's
a
a liar.
With that accent?
Like that Cockney accent. That's not how he talks, but, you know.
I think this is a good thing, mainly just because it's worked so far with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Joss Whedon kind of overseeing things. Like, this seems to be going well so far.
Yeah, so this proves that a couple weeks ago we said that, like, Justice League was in big duty pop because... they trashed that whole script.
And they still did. That's still out, so I don't know what's going on with Justice League.
So now they're trying to inject, some steroid-filled life into it.
It's more than that, though. It's also because now everybody's got a big person taking over their thing. So it's got, J.J. Abrams, huge name, everybody flocks to his movies. Joss Whedon, now everybody's going to flock to his movies if they didn't know him before.
Yeah.
Now they will. So they kind of need, like a name attached to all these movies.
It's a good strategy, and people have confidence in Nolan.
Absolutely,
so it's a good move for them.
And I still do too. As much as I didn't love The Dark Knight Rises like I hoped I would, although Dark Knight was so good that I guess I couldn't have expected it to be better than Dark Knight. That's a whole nother story. He's got a lot of integrity and he does his thing, and I think he's great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a really good thing. Let's switch from DC and go over to Marvel. We got
Marvel
some news about
pretty
some
much
Marvel movies.
It's a pastime with us.
Hulk. Let's talk Hulk, boys. Now, we actually talked a little bit more about the Hulk and his placement in the Marvel Cinematic Universe back a few weeks ago when we did that Google Hangout episode, but I cut that if you don't remember. I cut that out because it was going a little too long and it didn't really feel like it was that important.
So pretty much an exclusive
deleted scene that you'll never see because I deleted it. It's a deleted scene. It's a legitimate deleted scene.
Damn it!
Now,
we'll never know.
We're going to talk about it a little bit now because it's starting to kind of come back in relevance based on something that Mark Ruffalo said and based on something in the Iron Man 3 trailer, which of course we will talk about the trailer in the trailer show. Now, basically, it was rumored that Planet Hulk would be like the final, or not Planet Hulk, but World War Hulk, I guess, would be the final
something with Hulk
storyline in Avengers 3 where Hulk gets banished and then comes back with an army. It's this whole thing. And it was kind of written off. I think actually Joss Whedon even said that's ridiculous. But
and he's the space guy.
Here's the thing. Obviously, we're going to have a whole lot more space with Guardians of the Galaxy. And
they confirmed that 95% of that movie is in deep space.
Right, the rest of it is credits.
Like, what is it?
5% of credit. That's a long
space and non-deep space.
So, we're going to space. There's no problem there. It's not like it would be a complete, whoa, where are we? Also, Mark Ruffalo said that we won't see the Hulk again until Avengers 2. There's no Hulk movie in between for sure.
But he signed on for 6.
He signed on for a lot more movies than that, so it's very possible we'll get something else in between there. The other thing, which we will, like I said, we'll go into detail about when we talk about the Iron Man 3 trailer in the trailer segment, the Hulkbuster is in there. Maybe not called the Hulkbuster
They're not
going to
call it the Hulkbuster.
But it is the Hulkbuster as we know it.
Yeah.
What do you need that for? Eventually, you're going to need it for something.
You need to bust Hulks.
Right. So I don't know if it, I'm sure it'll show up in Avengers 2, but it could also be in Avengers 3, so it's very possible we'll go that way with Hulk. It's possible they're holding him back right now to go crazy with him at the end.
Yeah, because, Hulk can, rip Earth apart if he wanted to. So, I mean,
So,
like in the
yeah.
comics, he gets like severely overpowered, and they're like, we need to send him to space.
But that could be interesting. I think it would be very cool to see, like, the main villain technically is the Hulk.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I was hoping with the beginning of the Avengers.
Right,
too.
I was thought there'd be more of that,
Avengers-
but there was just a little bit of it in Avengers at the start.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, maybe in Avengers 2, because we'll have the Hulkbuster, and then Avengers 3, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's very interesting stuff, and none of it's confirmed or anything, but it's worth speculating.
I love to speculate. It's my next favorite thing to do, other than masticate. It's chewing.
He said masticate.
What
Watch
does
it.
that mean?
It's chewing.
Chewing?
I love the
like you
chew.
masticate your steak.
Yes.
That's what you do.
All right.
X-Men Days of Future Past, we're super pumped about this.
Yeah.
So far.
So
You know, it's
far.
all just
Yeah.
things that are being told to us, technically.
But
But,
there is a slight chance that this could be terrible.
yeah,
but
of course. Especially with all the huge stuff that's supposed to be happening with this.
It's got a lot to.
A lot riding on it.
Yeah.
Now we've got some more news. First of all, Halle Berry is basically joined the cast, which I confirmed already weeks ago.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
All right.
No shit. We have another person that's just joined the cast. We don't know what role yet, I don't think. Omar Sy, he is a French actor. I know him from The Untouchables.
Oh,
Or
that guy. Yeah,
Untouchable,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's what it's really called.
I
But in
didn't
the
he
US,
play?
it was called The Untouchables.
I don't know his
Now, this
face.
was a really good movie. It was, I hate the word snubbed, but I thought should have been nominated for an Oscar.
That's with the old man, right? And
Yeah,
the guy.
with the old paraplegic guy and the young black guy. Black guy is Omar Sy, so that's how you
Okay.
can start speculating on who he might be playing, I guess. But basically, really good movie. He was amazing. I specifically applauded him in my review, and I said I'd love to see more of this guy. So I was really pumped
Oh my
when I
god,
read
he
this
couldn't
news.
play T'Challa, could he? He couldn't play Black Panther, could he?
In X-Men: Days of Future
No.
Past. It's Fox. It's Fox, so
Yeah,
it
so
wouldn't
no.
be part of the Marvel
Yeah.
universe. Yeah.
Oh man.
So now we have a couple people that have joined the cast that we don't know exactly who they're playing yet, but I'm sure that will be revealed soon enough. I say it is a big plus, though, that he's joined the cast because he is very good. Now let's go from there into some other news. You know what the segue is?
What is the segue?
Omar Sy. Believe it or not.
Oh, you and your
Omar
segues.
Sy in The Untouchables.
I wish I had a
The
segue.
Untouchables is getting a remake. Here's the reason why. It was not nominated for an Oscar, and therefore nobody has heard of it. So they're like, woohoo, we can remake it, and nobody's going to be any the wiser. Unfortunately, had it been nominated for an Oscar, people probably would have seen it, and they wouldn't be making a remake. So unfortunately, rather than people just seeing the original, which I highly recommend, it's just subtitles, folks. It won't kill you.
Oh, is
They're
that
going to
what
remake
happened?
the movie. Oh yeah, of course. It's a yeah.
Reading is too hard.
Yes.
Urgh.
I personally am not a fan of when they do this, when they take a foreign film and just because it's not in English, they
Yeah.
remake it.
Reading is just too
And
damn
dubbing
hard.
sucks. I hate dubbing.
Yeah,
Just
ooh.
read the subtitles.
They actually think that Americans don't want to read.
They
Well,
they
it's-
don't.
It's
Yeah.
it's proven.
Americans don't want to read. So yeah, they're
Oh,
right.
We're so proud.
It's our fault as a society.
I think it's just interesting how soon they're doing it. They don't let it like, oh, look
That's
how many people
the worst
liked it.
part. Yeah,
it's like
it's
right
like
after
when they
it came
remade
out.
REC as Quarantine.
Yeah.
Immediately, like
Uh-huh.
before that movie even
Oh,
came
that's
out. I
awful.
think.
And
Which
I-
Quarantine was terrible.
Yeah, I loved REC.
Quarantine
Loved
was
REC.
great.
Well, maybe
I mean,
maybe I'm saying.
REC was better.
I was gonna say maybe versus REC. Maybe because I watched it
Yeah.
after REC and I
Okay.
didn't like
I
it.
watched 5 seconds of Quarantine. It was like, no.
It was like watching a video game.
The chemistry between the actors in The Untouchables is really important.
Yeah,
so
I haven't seen that, so I got.
Well-
yeah.
don't watch the American version.
I won't.
All right,
See
I got
it.
it. Ready? Don Cheadle and
Too old.
Michael Caine.
Too old, both of them, I think. But the only other news about this Untouchables remake is that it will be directed by Tom Shadyac, who did Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty, so good Jim Carrey movies, actually. I thought those were good Jim Carrey movies, but he also did Ace Ventura, which is good for what it's worth.
Which one?
But The Untouchables is not that kind of movie, and he also
Okay.
did Evan Almighty, so it's like, I feel like you kind of have to wait up and down. The only interesting thing here is that he actually had an accident where I think he became paralyzed or something like that. I don't know.
jeez.
And that's exactly what the main character in The Untouchables is. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's why they
gave
picked
the
him.
movie
Yeah.
to him. Yeah.
So
I
wait,
don't
It's
know.
like he knows this
Yeah.
story.
He's never directed a comedy. I mean, he's never directed a not comedy.
Oh, I was gonna say
It's like-
everything he's
that's-
directed
yeah.
is a comedy. No, but you know what? All those comedies do have, I think, a good emotional touch to them. Bruce Almighty, I thought, when it brought up the emotional stuff, did a good job. Liar Liar did.
Yeah. Not
so-
Ace Ventura.
Not Ace Ventura and not Evan Almighty, I don't think, as far as I know. I didn't see it,
It
but I've
tried.
not heard good
Remember
things.
in Ace Ventura
but-
when the woman had testicles?
Speaking of remake news, we have another remake story, Poltergeist.
Ah, wasn't that called Insidious?
Yeah, I was gonna say they
Yeah.
basically Insidious was very much like Poltergeist. Unfortunately, I think we already knew this, just because of Hollywood existing right
Yeah.
now. Poltergeist is being remade. Gil Kenan He directed Monster House, which I think you saw and liked, didn't you?
Yeah,
that animated
yeah.
movie?
It wasn't bad.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of good.
I didn't see
like
it, but I heard good things about
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, it's nothing bad there, but the bad part is, why are you remaking Poltergeist?
It's like, should we even talk about this kind of news anymore?
Honestly, you know what? I will take a remake because the new horror movies, most of the new horror movies, aren't cutting it for me. So,
Yeah,
like this
but
new Evil
It's
Dead.
actually pretty
this new
pathetic. You're right. They
Poltergeist.
have to dig into the past
Yeah,
to bring up
I
stuff
mean,
that's actually good.
I'd rather have that.
But you know what?
people-
Then re-release Poltergeist in theaters. You've never seen it in theaters. You were just a baby boy, if
I
even
was.
born. No, that was in the 80s, so we weren't even
Yeah.
born yet, were
Well, I was.
Yeah.
we? All right. But the, okay, you'll have to tell me
Let's get
about
the
how
remake.
that works out later. I would love to go see it in theaters. Charge full price for it. What the hell? You don't have to make the movie.
Yeah.
People would still go see it.
I-
Hell,
3D IMAX.
honestly, you could release it, and people would probably think it's a new movie. They would probably be like, what's Poltergeist?
Honestly, I think they would make a killing because, like, you have people like my parents, and they were like, when I saw Poltergeist, it was the scariest thing in the world.
So you think they'd go back, or
I
you're
feel like
saying
those
you'd
people,
go?
I feel like those people will go back immediately.
Maybe just like to relive it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, what's the problem? I don't get it. It's not like you need to make more money because you're not. There's no cost to make the movie. You're just re-releasing it and just getting money for something that already exists.
But what happened was somebody at one of the movie studios, they thought, wait a minute, what if we could make a movie for cheap and we don't even have to hire writers? We can just
That's true,
take
you're right.
an idea that already happened and make it
I
a
mean,
So they won't
movie.
even spend a lot.
The person who
People
wrote
will
it,
pay money.
the person who
Yeah.
wrote it apparently did do kind of an interesting treatment on the script. But it's like, I don't know. Just show me the original.
I mean, the new Evil Dead looks good.
It
so-
does, but you know why? That's a different sort of circumstance, though. It's different because it's written by the original guys. It's like an extension of their universe of Evil Dead, sort of. Because there's still an Evil Dead 4 on the way. But let's wash our mouths out of that remake news with
Don't touch my mouth.
with some sequel news. It's not remake news, at least. Vacation.
Oh, they're starting to film this, aren't they?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
news this week
What is it?
A
is
new
that
Vacation movie.
Vacation is officially filming this
What?
summer. The Vacation sequel starring Ed Helms as
You like the
Rusty.
Chevy Chase
As Rusty.
movies?
We talked about it a while ago,
Oh.
and this is happening.
Oh.
It's happening
I'm
in the
sorry,
summer.
it's happening.
Is that National Lampoon doing anything?
I mean, I would assume it's National Lampoon's
Yeah.
Vacation Shit Fest is what it's probably called.
Shit fest.
But yeah, I like Ed Helms.
We're going to Shit
And the
Fest.
things he does, I don't want to see him in Vacation because it's just going to be like the Ed Helms movie.
Yeah. I mean, Ed Helms is funny, but he's like this.
Yeah, he's
a-
funny when he does things
Yeah.
that are, that fit him.
But
it's
he's like the same character.
yeah,
in
yeah,
everything.
exactly. And it's like that character works in The Hangover. It's the same character. That's fine. On The Office, it's the same character.
It's almost like anytime you see him, it's like an extension of the thing you were watching.
You
Yeah.
don't think
Like,
he would work
hey,
as
hey,
the
look
goofy
at
dad?
He's like the character from The Office is in
he
this movie.
would work as the goofy dad, but he's going to basically just
But I don't
be
wanna
the guy
see it.
from The Hangover
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Vacation.
In Vacation.
So yeah, I just gosh.
Do we have anything positive to talk about?
Hunger
Yeah.
Games sequel news, kind of cool. There's character posters that have
She
been
looks like
released.
Katniss looks like a princess. Did you see that? She's like in like a dress and stuff.
I don't know what it's
What?
about. I didn't read the book, so I don't
I
know
didn't
what this
either.
is.
I want that quote on the poster.
Let
Looks
us
like
know
a
in the
princess.
comments. You know what?
Katniss
Don't let us
looks
know
like
in
a
the comments.
princess. No, actually, it's funny you say that because I specifically do want them to let us know in the comments what they think of these because you guys are the Hunger Games fans. Anybody that's watching
What's
that
the verdict?
likes Hunger Games, yeah. What's the verdict on these? I really don't know. I've seen mixed things.
Do they
So,
have the poster of like the kid who's not hot enough?
I don't think so.
He
They
didn't
probably
get a
want to.
poster.
Yeah, he's on the back of the poster.
He's not hot
He's
enough.
not quite there on the hot level.
I know how he feels.
But and the final bit of news this week, as far as movies go, is about Anchorman 2. We have a couple people that joined the cast. We're gonna go in order of awesome, least awesome to most awesome.
Okay.
First off, Megan Good.
Who is that?
Actually, I can say a couple movies she's been in recently, but I just like to think of her as the girl from Cousin Skeeter.
Oh wow.
That's all I like to
Yeah,
think of her
girl
as. She's
Cousin
been in plenty of movies since, but you know what? I don't give a damn. She's the girl from Cousin Skeeter.
is
She will
that?
apparently be playing the boss.
You never
So,
watched Cousin Skeeter?
No.
are you serious?
What is that?
It's like it was a little black puppet man. And
What?
He was Cousin Skeet.
Cousin Skeeter.
Yeah.
You know,
On
What is
Nickelodeon.
this?
it was like right after
Why don't I remember that?
101 Deeds Freddie McDowd or whatever
It was like
What?
around that same time.
Why?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, it was a
How
great
do you
show.
miss Cousin
Oh
Skeeter?
man.
Another person who joined the cast is Dylan Baker, which I think is great. I think he
And-
can be very funny, very, very dry humor.
I feel like he's gonna
Who
be
is he?
small.
Who is he?
Oh, he would have been the lizard in Spider-Man
Dr.
4.
Connors.
He played Dr.
My
Connors.
class is
Oh,
over.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also he
right.
was in
yeah.
Trick or Treat, which that's what I'm thinking of. In Trick or
Yeah.
Treat, he's been in a ton of stuff. I'm
He's-
just saying these are things that are relevant to our viewers. I think
He's cool.
he was hilarious in Trick or Treat, very dry humor. I think
Yeah.
it would work perfectly. And finally, the biggest one, huge. And I thought we talked about it already, but I guess we didn't.
Jake's favorite. Jake's favorite.
I don't want to say it.
Harrison Ford.
Oh,
Harrison
man.
Ford joined the cast of Anchorman 2. I
That
thought he was
grump.
very funny in Morning Glory as an anchor. And so I think he'll be hilarious
He's
in
a
this.
jerk. I don't think they could ever squeeze any semblance of funny out of
Well,
him.
you
Why do you hate him?
Is it because he's not attractive enough?
Why do you
What?
hate him so much?
I just feel like you sometimes hate people that aren't attractive enough to
No,
your
he
standards.
was very attractive. I mean,
Okay, well, Jake, calm down.
So
But
now
why
you're
don't you tell
jealous.
us? Yeah.
I don't want to get into it, but like he hates Star Wars fans, so I hate
So
him.
it's like you
Well, he
hate
doesn't
him.
hate, but he's like
He's
indifferent
like, you
to
hate
us.
me, I hate you!
Exactly.
Gotcha!
He's a jerk.
Harrison, gotcha!
He's unappreciative of Star Wars, and I hate him.
All right.
However, I will say that
I hate him.
But
the other
I love him.
the other guys, you remember the other guys that comedy
Yes.
with Will Ferrell? They made Michael Keaton hilarious. I didn't think that could happen. Maybe
Michael
it'll happen.
Keaton is always hilarious.
Is he?
What are you talking
Since
about?
when?
Yeah.
He wasn't hilarious as Batman.
He was hilarious as Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, that was.
You were an asshole. Alright, so anyway,
What
long
the-
story short, could be good. Harrison Ford
Okay.
could be great. Let's
Sorry.
say that.
The end. I'm fired.
But that's it for movie news. Pretty good stuff. Interesting stuff this week. Nothing too monumentally huge. I'd say it's more in the trailers, which, once again, we'll talk about the trailers in the trailer segment. Click the link in the info to check that out.
Link
But
is in
for
the
now,
info.
we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to get to...
Ba-da-da! Video games. So let's talk video games. It's a little slow this week. There's so many games that came out that we're all busy playing.
Yeah.
There's no
what?
news.
Okay.
well, there
speak
is
for
some.
yourself, Jake. I'm not playing anything.
You should be playing Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah, you should.
Do you think I
You
should
all
play
should. Thief 4 has been announced on the cover of Game Informer.
I've never played a Thief.
Oh,
I've
man.
never even heard of Thief.
I'm really excited about it because it's.
I know it's
they're
an
good.
older game, right?
They're good.
How
yeah.
did 3 come out and I've never heard of it?
Yeah, exactly.
3
Well,
games passed
They
me
were
by.
like early 2000s or like 1990s.
90s like PC games, and then
Yeah.
Thief 3 was on the original Xbox. It's like a first-person kind of stealth game where
Yeah.
you're kind of like an Assassin's
You
Creed guy
sneak
before
around.
Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like the OG Assassin's Creed coming back and saying, like, you forget about me, bitch?
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
first
Yeah.
person. It's very PC. It's very like hard and strategical.
All right.
And
Strategical.
For a lot of you guys, it's like Dishonored before Dishonored.
Oh, well, Dishonored, you get superpowers.
So you're making it sound
Yeah.
like a lot of games were inspired by this one. Is that the case? you
Yeah.
think? Okay.
Now that you think about it. Yeah. Now that I think about it.
I've been thinking about
blowing
it
his mind
all
right
night.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know a lot about it yet, but we do know that it's a official next gen game. It's coming out for PS4 and PC.
Oh.
Weird.
So that's exciting.
Just a few weeks ago, we were still on regular games. Now we're hearing about
Now
next
they're
gen.
making
We're in
next
the-
gen games.
We're in the future.
We're in the future
guys.
right now.
Oh,
Feels
man.
good.
They're coming out. They're making them.
When I was a
Like,
kid,
new
I was like,
games.
"What's the future gonna be like?" And now we're here.
Here you are.
PS4. Just slap
PS4.
another number on it.
We don't know much about it though.
No, other than that, it's cool.
All right. They just came out and
Alright.
said Thief 4 is cool.
Yeah, it's also in Game Informer. There's some details about it.
Cool.
You know, so.
Awesome. So
When
we'll have to
you-
keep an eye on it.
When you
Yeah.
release a game, you have to let the audience know if it's going to be cool or not right off the bat. Because
Because who wants to play a lame game?
exactly,
It
some companies
rhymes.
are like, "Guys, we're making a game. It's not cool though."
Oh, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Like I said, a lot of great games came out this week. One of them was Sim City.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
looking forward to
hey,
that. I
wait a
didn't get
minute.
it yet, but I'm pumped for it.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, going to be ways away from. Huh.
Nope.
It came out.
Came out already.
Wow,
However-
slap me silly.
Uh-oh.
There's a big however.
A
Oh,
big
no.
caveat.
You can't play it.
Who? Him?
Yeah.
What about me?
Well, you can't play it either.
What?
Not many people can play it right now. The fact that this game has that new like always on DRM, like your game
Oh,
always
always
has
on
to
the
be connected
internet.
to the internet.
Right.
You always have to be
To
to
playing on
guarantee
a
you're
server.
playing it right.
Yeah, so you always have to play on a server. All the servers are messed up, so not many people can play it.
But
so,
but it's a one-player thing, right? You still
Yeah.
can't play it.
yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You bought it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean-
this is kind of like a PSA. Like if you're going to get SimCity, I'd say wait until
Wait like a
EA's,
week.
EA's working on adding more servers and stuff, but we don't know when. I did manage to hop on real quickly. I piggybacked onto a
You snuck
European
in?
server.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
And it's cool. It's great,
Yeah.
but I only played it for 10 minutes. The other interesting thing is that Amazon actually took it down from selling it because it doesn't work. So they're like,
Wow.
you can't sell it. It doesn't work,
That's true.
dude.
So that's intense.
Sorry,
That's
bro.
legit. Yeah, they called up EA, bro. Sorry, bro, brah.
Game doesn't work.
And that's it for the video game news. Now, normally, once again, we would talk about the trailers here, but in case you missed it last week, we talk about the trailers in its own
Somewhere
segment.
else.
Click the link in the info to go check it out. It is choice. Anyway, let's talk about the poll. Last week's poll question was a big really important question.
Oh yes.
Pizza or chicken tenders?
And I'm very happy with the outcome.
See? He's happy with the outcome of the poll.
Team Pizza.
Team Pizza. That should be a shirt.
Pizza party.
I was on Team Tenders. I mean, I love pizza. I love it just fine. I
love
love it. Yeah, the way I just said that shows how much I love pizza. But I love chicken tenders as well.
Sorry.
Grew up on it out in the
Well,
wild.
I love chicken tenders.
I know, this was a tough one, huh?
We all love each other. But
The
no,
winner
it wasn't tough.
of the poll was pizza by a landslide. It was like 450 or something for a pizza and like 100 something for
It's
tenders.
420 for pizza, and everybody knows that's
Oh.
crystal meth day.
You're right. Yeah, it was 420 for pizza exactly.
Crystal meth day.
Crystal meth day, crystal meth time,
Yeah.
crystal meth place.
I mean, it's
pizza,
420. Time to light up some crystal meth.
and pizza. But I'm okay with pizza winning. I expected it to win because tenders are a little bit more of a niche thing. I feel like pizza is pizza.
Can't beat pizza and some Coca-Cola.
Especially if it's from New York.
Oh, well, hands down. I dare you to eat pizza somewhere else and then have it in New York and try to find someone that's better.
A lot of people say that, like, New Yorkers always say that their pizza is great, but
'Cause it is.
We have
It
those
is.
rights.
There's something in the water. It's like the Ninja Turtles
I've-
movies.
There's
I've
literally
had
something in the
pizza-
water.
I've-
It's actually polluted.
Yeah.
That's why it's so
That's-
good.
We got that pollution
Bagels
taste.
too. Yeah.
Bagels
Yeah.
too.
Pizza bagels.
Boom! That was last week's poll question. This week's poll question is... Who would you like for Omar Sy to be playing in X-Men Days of Future Past? We don't know.
Who could it be?
And watch, he just gets announced a couple hours after this episode goes up. What a waste. But yeah, who would you like for him to play?
Perfectly good
Click
poll.
the link in the info
Vote.
to go to facebook.com/prettymuchit and vote in the poll.
Vote or die.
And that's it for this week's episode. Pretty much it.
Wowie wowie.
Good times, good
Yeah.
news, good stuff.
Wasn't that great of news.
Some positives.
We had a
was
lot
some-
of fun.
There were some positives. We had fun.
I would say I didn't have as much fun as I've had in the past. I had a pretty good time though.
Did you guys have fun? Let us know.
That's
better-
really the important thing.
better have had fun.
Let us know in the comments what you think of all this week's news. Don't forget, of course, to vote in the poll and
Vote in the
watch
poll.
the trailer segment. Click the link in the info for
Vote
that.
on.
And that's pretty much it.
And tonight in tennis and golf news.